I'm Daryl and I plan to learn game development in a year. In this video I want to talk about my starting point and kind of my previous experience and struggles with learning game development, because this isn't the first time I've tried. Well, let's just go back 8 years. Okay, so I'm sitting in my dead-end job where I just push a button on a machine every sort of 2 or 3 minutes. I've got a lot of time to think, and I've been thinking, I want to do more with my life than this. I want to do something that interests me and that I am actually good at. So after a lot of soul searching and thinking about what should I do with my life, which is a loaded and terrible question to ask yourself, I thought maybe the better question is, what do I enjoy? And if I don't know what that is right now, what did I enjoy as a child? And there was 2 things I really enjoyed, and one of those things was game development. If you're interested, the other thing was kind of being in film or acting. But I decided to go down the game development route, but had no idea where to start. First of all, I started applying for jobs, tried to get those entry-level positions, but no one was willing to take me, and all the jobs were really far away. And then I found an online course through a company called Train to Game, which I think doesn't exist anymore. The trouble is, I didn't really get on with that. I was trying to do that whilst I had a full-time job. I was doing it sort of in my lunch breaks. I was waking up early in the morning. I was doing it at weekends. I even remember at one point taking my sort of annual leave and then would spend like 2 weeks solid just coding for sort of 14, 15 hours a day. And it was also applying for jobs still and telling them that I was learning this stuff, but no one seemed interested. One person got back to me and they were like, look, if you want to get into game development, you need a computer science degree. I thought, right, I'll go get a degree. How do I do that? I'd kind of felt like I missed my chance to go to university straight after school. I didn't know what route I would take. Fortunately, the local college was putting on an access course, which in the UK is like equivalent to an A-level, and you can do that part-time. So I did that 2 days a week, and then for the other 3 days I worked, and then in the spare time I was working on the college stuff whilst also trying to do this Train to Game stuff, which at this point was becoming really, really difficult and frustrating, and eventually I just had to stop it in the end, which is a shame because I never got through the course. I never even made a game. I just learned some programming principles and some C++, but something had to give, and I figured, hey, I'm going to get a degree in computer science anyway, which is going to be much more useful than this course. Then I hit kind of a really important point where I changed direction. This is something which I want to talk about because it's important maybe for other people to hear when it comes to kind of the difficulties of trying to pursue your dreams and things you're interested in. We often think of distractions and the lack of time, lack of money, lack of resources as the thing that stops us from pursuing the thing that we want to do. Sometimes it's not those negative things, but it's actually opportunities, right? It's actually the appeal of wanting to do something else more than the thing that you're working on, which is now getting very difficult. This happened to me when I was in college. So basically, like I said, I dropped the Train to Game thing. I also went to the university that I was going to go to and study computer science. I went to their open day for a course and it just wasn't interesting. By contrast, I went to some of the other courses like ecology and biology and all these other things which I could potentially go on and do, and they seemed so much more interesting. You could go on field trips, you could travel the world, you were outdoors, which was something that I hadn't spent a lot of time doing. So that really, really appealed to me. And then the final kind of nail in the coffin was my supervisor. She really wanted me to do what she would call more of the pure sciences. I'm not kind of blaming her because it's my decision, but I definitely felt like I allowed her to convince me. So that was it. I'd given up on my game development dream, and after a couple of years of really hard work, I basically decided, no, I'm going to go and do ecology at university, and that's what I did. So 4 years of a degree, and it was amazing. Like, it was one of the best experiences. I got to travel the world. I did a year abroad in Canada, which was amazing, with my wife. I met some amazing people, some friends for life. Overall, it was a really, really good experience. However, after doing a year of my first job outside of university, I'm really struggling. I feel like I've achieved a lot in my life that I suppose we're all told that we should do. I had gone to school, I'd got a degree, I had got an okay job, bought a house, got married, had a little girl. It was everything I ever wanted. But something was missing, and it was that problem that I had 8 years ago when I was sitting in my factory job. This all culminated in me getting very, very low, and then I thought, I'm just going to quit my job and try and figure out what I want to do. I quit my job at the beginning of the year and I don't know what I'm going to do. I start making these YouTube videos to try and express some creativity that's in me. And then I think, okay, web development, that's a useful skill. I can get a job doing that. Why don't I try and learn it? So I started learning HTML and CSS and JavaScript. And then I sort of set myself a little challenge up to make a game in a week, just like a single level platformer using JavaScript. That week was so much fun. It was just so nice to put everything together and make this really crappy game. And you can actually play it. If you go over to my website, darrellbean.com, you can actually play the game. It's called Desert Man. I know it's a really imaginative title. So that was the inspiration for this channel. Making that game in 1 week made me think, what if I scaled this up to a year? What could I achieve? Could I actually learn and be a game developer like I wanted to be all those years ago? Okay, so all that being said, am I a beginner? So the stuff I learned back with the Train to Game course, I've pretty much forgotten. I actually got the workbooks here, and it taught me some really good fundamentals of programming, but honestly, I've forgotten most of it. And also, with this project, I'm actually learning a game engine and I'm learning C#, two things I've never done before. So really, when it comes to making games, I am a beginner. I've never made a game before. A few months ago where I made this JavaScript game. Even the course I did, I never actually made a full game. So yeah, I'm pretty much starting from scratch, and I really would like you guys to come along for the journey. If you're out there and you've ever tried to do game development before, maybe you've put lots of work into it like me and stopped, maybe you were thinking about restarting again, now is a great opportunity. So yeah, it was a bit of a longer video than I expected. Sorry for getting a little bit deep into the history, but there you go. Hope to see you in the next video, and take care guys. Bye.